Coming from a small place, there's a certain charm and a certain resilience that you learn from being rural, but coming here really sort of opened my eyes to first the bigger world of Brisbane, but then to actually the much, much bigger world that is beyond Brisbane. So I like to think that I brought all the good things from my country upbringing, and I like to think that I use them in a much bigger pond. I grew up in Rockhampton, which is in central Queensland, beef country.
Spent a good 20 years in Melbourne, but then moved to Byron Bay.
I was actually enrolled to study law and science, and I had my offer on the table and I thought, this is just not right. I want to solve problems, I don't want to be a lawyer. So I signed up and became an engineering student, and I'm in my last year now of my bachelor's degree.
I really enjoy starting things. Having said that, my last two companies I ran for 10 years, but I like, even all through those periods, I'd still be creating newness inside those companies all the way through. I get told that I'm always thinking up the next idea, next concept. I started my first business at 22.
In my second year of university, I decided that I wanted to build rockets, which is a pretty extravagant dream. So from there, I then signed up to go to China and do an internship. China's obviously very different to Australia, and when we were there was a group of us who wanted to go on a weekend trip, and we had booked train tickets. On that train ride, I ended up speaking to someone who's once one of my co-founders, and we discussed the friction between Chinese and Australian payment mechanisms and travel mechanisms, and how different the ways of working are between here and there. And I think that really sparked for us the very beginning of what was once KoiPay.
I met Izzy at the Startup Academy pitch event in 2019, last year. And I was impressed with what she was pitching with KoiPay.
Chris brings so much experience and so much reality to the table. I am still very young and very inexperienced, but also hugely passionate. And for me, Chris has been simultaneously a mentor and a director. He's helped me find somewhere to funnel that passion and to refine it and be a better version of myself every day. So I like to think we're a pretty good yin and yang team.
So definitely the two of us, her skills are really good in this area because she's got this great eye for detail, great eye for design, and she understands what our age difference works well, because I'm more of the solid old thought process, and she's got more of the young generation view on how they do things. And it is actually very different how she and I approach the same problem. And having input from both generations tends to help.
Based on a number of factors, we shifted. I think one of the things that we do really well as entrepreneurs is to take dynamic situations as we're handed them. We looked at how the scenarios were changing and went, okay, we need to do something different, something better, and what are we capable of doing? So that's RapidCheckIn.
Same sort of impetus started this was the need to make it easier for restaurants and venues to be able to do customer tracing, contact tracing for COVID, a reopening. And it was identified as a small niche market originally because it was just affecting our small number of restaurants in the local area where we live. But from then it's now expanded to be a global issue where we're getting contact from overseas wanting to use the system.
I love the idea of being integral to someone's everyday life, and I think that no matter where I go, whether it's with this venture, one in the future, with an engineering job or anywhere in between, I would love for someone to wake up one day and use my product, or have something that they touch be part of my life's work.